Hey guys, today we're gonna study for our GED. It's a very important aspect of my life. If I don't do this, I don't get to move on to the next thing. For example, go to college, study for forever, study for maybe doctor. Uh, so yeah, today we're gonna study for our social studies, and in chat you guys can help me with the questions. Or actually, don't help me with the questions. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about me studying right now. Because normally I would be gaming. Yes. But so yeah, we're gonna study. So let me go ahead and get into it. But first I wanna show my dad that I'm doing this. So let me give him my Twitch or YouTube channel real. Okay guys, my dad is watching me. Hi dad. My dad is in the chat. My dad is in the chat. Hi guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and study. Who were the first Americans? Who was Christopher Columbus? Why did people from Europe come to America? What happened to Native Americans? All that. We're gonna learn all that. Okay. So Americans, continents, and islands of North, South, Central America colonize, take over, and control an area in another country, especially one that is far away, and make it a territory. So they're basically making a territory that is not their own territory, belonging to your country. Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense. Colony. Settlement of area of land controlled by another country. Okay, colony? Okay, basically after you colonize it, it becomes a colony, I guess. Financial, having to do with money. Benjamin Franklin, guys. Native, being born in a place. Native Americans are Americans whose ancestors arrived or were born long before explorers and settlers came to Europe. Okay, persecuted. treated cruelly or unfairly, especially because of race or religious beliefs. That is basically racist. Meaning of racist right there. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know if I'm done good on this. Guess I'll drop the Twitch link right now. And YouTube. Okay. Now, first and foremost, the only reason that I'm studying right now is because I wouldn't feel good when I play video games. Because I don't be feeling good playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I totally want to feel good when I play video games. I want to be far away from the shit that doesn't matter anymore. Uh, yeah, I just want to be there in my place and my, for example, like my space, and like do what I have to do. Because if I don't do this, I don't go to college. So yeah, I gotta get to college. So yeah, come on, let's do it. Okay, Native Americans were original inhabitants of America with diverse cultures, languages, and traditions, and that reflected their deep connection to the land. Over time, waves of immigrants from various parts of the world, Africa, Asia, Europe, beyond, arrived in America, bringing each of their unique customs and heritage. Today, Native Americans continue to thrive in the United States, maintaining rich traditions while also contributing to the multicultural tapestry of American society. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Can I head next? Is there an X button here? Oh, there is an X button. Okay, I just had to scroll down. Okay, so explorers from Europe. Around 600 years ago, people from Europe started to travel on all ships around the world. These explore these explorers did not know that Americans existed. Explorers were looking for an easy way to travel from Europe to Asia. They wanted to go to Asia to find jewels, money, spices. Okay. One of the explorers was named Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus tried to sail a ship to India 1472. By mistake, he sailed the ship to Americans. He did, he really did. Christopher Columbus thought he was in India, so he called the Indian. So he called the Native American people Indians. This is why Native Americans were called Indians. That makes total sense. 1501 and 1502, another explorer named Amerigo Vespucci, 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 Vespucci sailed on a ship to South America. When he arrived to South America, he realized he was not in India. He knew America was a different place, and Asia, South America, and North America got their names from that explorer. Okay, so Amerigo became America. Okay. Video Explorer, early explorers. Okay, let's watch this video, guys. I don't have a browser volume on right now. Okay, let's rewatch that because we didn't get it.
Around 600 years ago, people from Europe started traveling on ships to different parts of the world. These explorers did not know that the Americas existed. They were looking for an easy way to travel from Europe to Asia. They wanted to go to Asia to find jewels, spices, and other riches. One of these explorers was a man named Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus tried to sail his ship to India in the year of 1492. By mistake, he sailed the ship to the Americas instead. He thought he was in India, so he called the Native American people he met there Indians. This is why Native Americans were called Indians. In 1501 and 1502, another explorer named Amerigo Vespucci sailed on a ship to South America. When he arrived there, he realized he was not in India. He knew America was a different continent than Asia, so South America and North America got their names from that explorer's name, Amerigo.
Okay, we got that. Guess so now we gotta do a quiz. We don't. Somebody said link my Discord account to Twitch and YouTube. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we made the connection. Sweet. And Twitch, is there Twitch? There is Twitch. Alright, authorize that, and we're good. We're good. Okay, let's go ahead and continue this. Soon, more people from ships from Europe and North America. These people were called settlers. Today, a settler would be called in 1565. People from Spain set up a town called Saint Augustine. Colony is a land controlled by another country, especially those far away. Okay, they colonized Saint Augustine and made it Saint Augustine. The story of Jamestown. In 1607, British settlers started colony in what is now state of Virginia. The word British means from Britain, which includes in England. The British settlers called their new colony Jamestown. The colony almost failed. The people living there were hungry. They got sick, fought with the Native Americans, but the leader of the Jamestown, John Rolfe, married a Native American. Her name was Pocahontas. Pocahontas, okay. And she was the daughter of a local Native American chief. Because of this marriage, the local Native Americans helped the people living in Jamestown. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let's watch this video, guys.
Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hello! Let's get started on the lesson. Jamestown was the first English settlement in North America. A settlement is a colony or a small community of people. English settlers began their journey from London in December of 1606. They traveled aboard 3 ships: Discovery, Susan Constant, and Godspeed. The Discovery was the smallest ship,
I wonder which ship was the
while
largest.
the Susan Constant was the largest.
Oh, okay. The Susan
These
ship
ships
was the
carried nearly
largest.
150 people on a voyage to North America. A voyage is a long trip taken by sea or air. The English settlers were in search of new land. First, they stopped at the Canary Islands for water and rest. They also made a stop at the Caribbean islands. Finally, after 4 long months, they reached America in April of 1607. They would soon begin to explore land in Virginia. Jamestown was the perfect location for a new settlement. It was surrounded by water, which made it easy to escape from attacks by boat. The area was also uninhabited, which means that no one lived there. While Native Americans lived in nearby areas, Jamestown was free to colonize. The settlers' long voyage had finally come to an end. Let's review. Jamestown was the first English settlement in North America. A settlement is a colony or a small community of people. English settlers went on a 4-month voyage from London to America in 1606. A voyage is a long trip taken by sea or air. They selected Jamestown because it was uninhabited and surrounded by water. An area that no one lives in is uninhabited. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on new videos. Find links to our apps in the comments below.
That's sweet. What was Jamestown? First English colony in North America. Yep, correct. What is the following? Oh, name of the ship, English travelers. All of the above. Next question. What is settlement? Yeah, finish quiz. Okay, continue. European settlers came to America for different reasons. Mostly they came to find a better life, like many immigrants do today. In 1620, a group of people came to America in a ship named Mayflower. These Plymouth colony in New England. These people were called pilgrims. They traveled because they wanted religious freedom in Britain. They were not allowed to. Okay, so like many refugees today, they were persecuted in their homeland for their beliefs. Just like immigrants today who also left their countries because it was too hard to survive. They came to America for financial reasons. They were poor people in their countries with no opportunity to own land or houses. But North America had things to make people rich, such as land, gold, silver, timber, fish, and animal products. You will not know every word on your test. Some of the words will be hard words. Oh, we don't have to read this. Yeah, we don't have to read this. Context clues are hints provided by the author. They have to find challenging or unfamiliar words. These clues may appear in the same sentences as the word they refer to or in a preceding sentence. Okay, context clues. Okay, watch a video below to gain a better understanding of context clues, then test your knowledge by taking the quiz that follows.
Context clues at Grammar Songs by Melissa. What are context clues? More importantly, how can understanding context clues make me a better reader? Let's get started. Context clues are hints a reader can use to discover the meanings of unfamiliar words and phrases. Did someone say discover? Yes, Detective Waddle. When we read, we have to look for clues to discover the meanings of words we don't know. Let me show you. When we read, sometimes we will come upon an unfamiliar word that we don't know and have trouble sounding out. We could choose to stop reading and find a dictionary, but this can take away from our comprehension or understanding of the story by interrupting the flow. Now, what was happening? This is why using context clues is so important. I know what clues are, but what is this thing you call context? Context is like the setting of a word. You can probably guess what is missing from this picture based on the setting or context around the missing object. Sure, a dog. Using context clues is similar. Con is a prefix meaning with. Text means written words. As a reader, you are looking for clues within the written words to help you understand unfamiliar words or phrases. How will I know where to find them? A word's context includes the words and sentences around it. This is where you can find clues to the meanings of a word that you don't know. What clues do you see? Well, we know Katie was something, so we need to read the rest of the sentence to figure this out. When her little sister kept messing up her room. So what could Katie be if her little sister is messing up her room? Mad? Frustrated? No, this word starts with an A. Angry? Aggravated. Katie was aggravated when her little sister kept messing up her room. Aggravated makes sense when you consider the context. Exactly. Authors use different types of context clues. They might use examples, synonyms, antonyms, or even definitions. For instance, the restaurant's ambiance, including its quiet music, flowers, and candlelight, made it a perfect place for Valentine's Day. If you don't know what ambiance is, the examples, quiet music, flowers, and candlelight, let you know that ambiance is the special atmosphere or mood of a particular environment. Sometimes authors use synonyms or words that mean almost the same thing. The child's ability to perform gymnastics was apparent or obvious at an early age. If you are unfamiliar with the word apparent, the synonym clue obvious makes this sentence easy to understand. Sometimes authors will use antonyms to help the reader grasp an unfamiliar word by stating the opposite. Carla was meticulous with her assignments, unlike her brother Ralph, who scribbled all over the page. If you don't know what meticulous means, the antonym phrase scribbled all over would let you know that Carla was neat and careful with her assignments, unlike her brother Ralph. Sometimes authors actually provide definitions within the text if using a less common word. Abby was repulsed by the spider crawling up her arm. She had a feeling of disgust and dislike. If you are unfamiliar with the word repulsed, the author clearly defines it as a feeling of disgust and dislike. I can find context clues in the words. Exactly. Remember, context clues can be examples, synonyms, antonyms, or definitions. Let's read a paragraph and look for the context clues a reader might find if he or she was unfamiliar with the underlined words. It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was ecstatic. Ecstatic? I don't know what that means. Well, this would be a good time to look for context clues. Remember, if you can't find a clue in the sentence you just read, you should keep reading. A word's context includes the words and sentences around it. Let's start again at the beginning so we can gather all the context surrounding the word ecstatic. It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was ecstatic. People screamed and cheered, showing their excitement. I see some clues. That's great. What do you see? People screamed and cheered and showed excitement. Very good. Screamed and cheered would be examples of people who are ecstatic. People who are ecstatic are excited. Let's keep reading. The music intensified or increased in volume. What does intensified mean? Well, let's look for some context clues. I think I see one. Increased. Very good. Increased is a synonym for intensified. Let's keep reading. Unlike her timid friends, Morgan was unafraid to perform in front of the roaring crowd. What is timid? What context clues can we find? Unlike means opposite. Morgan was unafraid. So, if Morgan's friends are the opposite of Morgan, then her friends are afraid. Yes, timid means afraid or shy. The author used an antonym as a clue to help us. Let's continue. after the show, the crowd gave a standing ovation. Ovation? There aren't many clues in this sentence, except we know there is standing going on. Maybe we should keep reading. Great idea. The fans stood and clapped to show their appreciation for such a great performance. Wow! The author uses a definition as a clue to help the readers understand what is happening. An ovation is when the whole crowd stands, claps, and cheers. That was a great context clue. Yes, it was. So remember, context clues are hints a reader can use to discover the meanings of unfamiliar words and phrases. And authors use different types of context clues, including examples, synonyms, antonyms, and even definitions. I can find clues in the words. Yes, you can. Congratulations, Detective Waddle. You are a first-place detective of context clues. Thank you for joining me at Grammar Songs by Melissa. Enjoy other related videos at grammarsongs.com. I can find clues in the words. Yes, you can.
Waste time. What is a context clue? Strategy for reading comprehension. A hint that reader can use to discover meanings of. Yeah, this. I'm gonna select all of the above. Yeah, I was right. Using context clues, what do you think the word aggravated means in the following sentence? Eddie was aggravated when our little sister kept messing up. Angry. Oh, and that's it. That's all the quiz is. The impact on Native Americans. The early history of America is marked by tragedy. When Europeans arrived, they brought diseases, warfare, devastated Native Americans' populations. At the time of the Christopher Columbus arrival in 1492, millions of Native Americans inhabited North America. However, the introduction of new diseases led to catastrophic mortality rates. Some regions up to 90% of Native Americans perished. In addition to the impact of diseases, the Native Americans lost their lives in conflicts with European settlers. Tens of thousands were more forcibly removed from their ancestral lands, leading to profound disruptions in communities and cultures. Okay, when they arrived, they brought diseases and warfare that devastated. Okay. For 90% of them perished. In addition to the impact of the disease, the Native Americans lost their lives in conflicts with European settlers. Tens of thousands more were forcibly. Oh no, we. What the hell did we do? Okay. Tens of thousands were more forcibly removed from their ancestral lands, leading to profound disruptions in their communities and cultures. Robert Lennox painting depicted forced journey of Jericho's in 1838 to present-day Oklahoma. This sad history is similar to other places in the world that were colonized by powerful countries. Okay. This sad history is similar to other places in the world that were colonized by powerful countries. If you are an immigrant, you may have come to colonize another. Okay, we read this. We did this. Okay. You will practice finding the meaning of hard words. Read this short essay. How Native Americans fought for food. Many American Indian tribes grew crops for food. The experts in farming tended to come from regions in the southeast and southwest. The Navajo and the Cherokee grew large crops and employed methods such as irrigation to bring water to dry areas, crop rotation to keep the ground fertile over many years. They grow enough extra food so they would store it and survive the winter. Question: what is the meaning of word irrigation? Leader of community, watering crops. This is easy. What is crop rotation? The Navajo and Cherokee groups. How Native Americans got their food. What is crop rotation? Keep ground fertile. Oh, it was only B and D. Oh, we were wrong. We're gonna have to do it again. Nope, we finished our lesson, guys. Should we do another one? What do you guys think? Okay, we're doing pretty good actually right now. But we'll call it a break. Alright guys, GG.